All right, folks, we're going to have Darren Appleton and Ashley Burrows sit in for this match. You guys got it.
Yep, and we're welcome to the Predator Q's Grand Final 10-ball championship. We've got the legend Ralf Souquet against Keith Goosenhill. He plays on the. He plays a lot of the Mez West State Tour, which is run by Oscar Dominguez, a professional pool player from LA and a top American player.
Oscar was on a Moscone team, wasn't he?
Yeah, a couple of years ago. He didn't make it just the one. I think he just missed out on the one, what's just gone. But yeah, Michael, he's come to the WPS to get into the pressure of matches and play and meet the European pros. And obviously he's got his wish here. He's probably made up that he's playing Ralf Souquet. I would imagine this is his first time ever on a TV match. And I see him practicing a lot yesterday, so he's very, very keen. Nice, really nice guy. I spoke to him briefly. Obviously, he's going to be very nervous playing Ralf Souquet.
I would be.
But hopefully, he enjoys the experience. Obviously, he's a massive underdog to win this match. But obviously, that's why we play, because you're never quite sure what's going to happen. So we'll see. But obviously, Ralf Souquet, we know what we're going to get. He's going to be steady, solid. Doesn't take anything for granted and treats all his opponents the same, no matter the level of his opponent. He will treat them as if they're the best player in the world. So he's like the ultimate professional, really, is Ralf Souquet. I guess you've watched quite a lot of Ralf, eh?
I've been watching Ralph play for ages. Ever since I started playing, got really into pool. I've been watching videos of him play.
Yeah, I mean, his pattern play and his cue ball control is second to none.
I want to see what he does with this cluster over here on the right-hand side.
Yeah. Well, the 5 ball's not a bad ball to break him open, because he'll come off the free rails there. So once he pots the 2, he gets position on the free. Yep, and then he'll have to. He won't be too. He would have liked the cue ball a little bit more off the rail there, but he should be okay. He can draw this back, maybe to centre of the table, or he might even come across for the 4 into the top right. So then he'll play a stop shot on the 4 ball, and then he'll make the 5 in the side, come off the side rail, bottom rail, and he'll hopefully come round the back of the 6 and the 9 and kiss the 6 out, and then it's whether he gets lucky to get a shot after. But I think there's probably a pretty good chance of having a shot. He might even do it now, actually, because he's overdrawn this by a lot.
Yeah, I think he was trying to get position to do it now.
Well, he actually played just to leave himself straight, but he's just adrenaline, I guess, there. And obviously the table's very, very quick, very responsive. But he can still cut this in the middle and still play shape for the 5, where he's lining up now. And that's what he might do. Ralph's not really one of them guys which is going to crash into balls, but I don't think it's an easy to cut this in and play it with loads of English inside English to break open the 9, 6, and 8, and he might even get stuck behind them. So.
Right.
I still think he might play for the 5 first. Yeah, he is doing. He needs to slow down a touch. The thing now is that he can cut this in, but now he only can go 2 rails, so he'll go the side rail, bottom rail, and then he'll go directly into the, let's say, the 9 or the 8. I'll be surprised if he can come round the back like this way. Off the free rails, I think. But any contact on that 9... And I'm pretty, as long as it's on the left-hand side of the 9, I'm pretty sure he should get a shot like this. Ooh, touch full, but not too bad. But it's a tough shot he's got here. It's a tough shot, because if he makes it in the left, he's got to really play pocket speed. I mean, really pocket speed to hold for the 7.
And these are tight.
Yep, and so that makes the shot a lot tougher. If he takes it to the top right, he's losing the cue ball. So he's got a very tough shot here. So don't even be. Yeah, he's looking at the top right, but he'd have to play this. He'd have to really play this pocket speed. He'd have to just so it just barely drops into the pocket. So this is a big test. But he is great at rolling balls. It's unbelievable. That's a great shot.
It's a great shot.
He's probably the greatest player ever at rolling balls, pocket speed. I've never seen anyone roll balls as good as him. And in some ways, he sort of hit it too soft. He would have liked a bit more angle here. He should be okay. I think he can draw out after 2 rails. And that's a nice shot. Hit the ball nice and easy. I was telling you the other day about just timing the ball, just letting the cue ball do all the work. And you'd never see Ralf Souquet hit the ball hard. But he got a bit out of position here, so he's got a tough shot again. It's very tough when you're cueing across the rail like this. It's hard to get your cue exactly, deliver it exactly the way you want it to. He's played that nice.
Nice shot.
Good early start from Ralf. He looks good. Last time he played on this table, when it was like this size pockets, he did struggle. But so that it's important to get your hand on this table and get off to a good start. It gives you a lot of confidence then. Because this table is a lot tighter than what these guys are used to. But I like that because it tests them. And Ralph's going to take a 1-0 lead. So this table's great. It looks beautiful. And then we've got our other title sponsors. Got the best billiard balls, been around forever, Aramith. The best cloth, Simonis. So everything's the player's choice, really, the equipment we play on. And then we've got our other sponsors who have been great to us, Tiger Products, based in California, Tony and his team. Again, they do a lot for the game. Great people, and they've been around a long time.
Can I see the one here?
No, I'll have to play a push-out. Because even if you can see it, there's no shot, really. Even if you can see the edge, you know what I mean? Kamui Brand and Digest Billiards are now partners, World Pool Association, so we're sanctioned by the WPA, so it's a world ranking tournament. And if people want to watch the live scores and the brackets, you can go to QScore, type in World Pool Series, or you can go to our website, worldpoolseries.com. You find all the information there, the reports every day. We've got quite a few people in the chat, and Yomelin, she's a former New Yorker, now based in Florida. She plays good. And Erin McManus, she'll probably be here later. She's bought half the field in the Calcutta. Yeah, I'm in the box with Ashley Burrows, a local New York player, resides in Brooklyn. Are you originally from Brooklyn?
I grew up in Jersey.
Jersey.
But moved to Brooklyn quite a long time ago.
Okay.
So I do consider myself a Brooklyn girl.
And your family from New York as well?
Yes.
Ralph got ball in hand, so I didn't see what he did there, so I'm guessing he didn't play a push-out. Did he play a push-out after the break?
No, he actually tried to hit it. I don't think he didn't clip it.
Yeah, there was no value in clipping the ball because he couldn't really avoid the 5 and the 9, so he should have really pushed out there. But again, this is going to be a great experience for this guy, Michael. And Erin, it's not Ralph as you spell it, it's R-A-L-F. A lot of people make that mistake. A lot of people spell Ralph wrong. I've seen Upstate Al spell his name wrong.
Spelled his name right now?
Finally, it's only took you 10 years.
Took me 5 years just to pronounce it.
Yeah.
The Kaiser, you know, I seen him early this morning. He was like the 3rd person inside the pool room. Really went in the back. He changed. You can see he represents the game the way it's supposed to be represented.
Oh, Ralph's the ultimate professional. He does everything by the book. His life, not just his game, his lifestyle. Everything's done by the book. Everything's calculated with Ralf Souquet.
He's been on the Moscone Cup quite a few times too, huh?
Yeah, I think he holds the record. I think he's maybe with Johnny. I think
John,
16.
27?
No, about 16.
Oh, okay.
There's only been 25, pal.
All right, well.
Yeah, I think 16, which is amazing, really.
I took a shot.
But in the old days, it was a lot easier to make the team, and Ralph was by far the best player, let's say 10, 15 years ago. So he was a lock like Shane.
Yeah, yeah.
For a long time, he was a lock in the team like Shane is now for America. It's like Shane. I mean, by the time, if Shane decides he wants to play for the next 10, 15 years, he's going to make the team every year, right? So, and he's played in, 11 already?
Something like that, yeah.
So I would imagine Shane will probably beat the record of Johnny.
I think 12. I think 12 he played in, yeah.
Yeah, I think 11, actually. But
Shane usually
I could be
turns
wrong.
it on. Shane turns it on towards the end of the year when they have the CSI 10 ball and 9 ball and everything out there.
Yeah, well, it was good to actually see him play really well in the Moscone, the one that's just gone.
It was a
I
pleasure.
mean, I know Skylar got the MVP and he played really well, but in my opinion, I think Shane played the best. But that's just my opinion. Obviously, other people disagree, and some people agree.
I think it had to do with a lot with the coaching to say, had a meeting with Shane and say, hey, Shane, you're the best American player. We need your enthusiasm for the team.
Well, I think this year, obviously, Johan, he got them playing as a team. I think
Yeah.
Jeremy Jones was a massive help. Bringing Jeremy Jones
Absolutely.
in was massive. So I think they just played as a team. They looked happy. There was together. There was supporting each other, and that's what you got to do. And Johan says and does all the right things.
And he took like 6 months.
Yeah, they prepared well.
together.
They
Yeah.
prepared very well.
But it was exciting. I really would like to see it go hill. I know the Americans wouldn't want to see it, but I would have loved to see it go hill.
Maybe next year. Sorry, this
Would
year.
be nice.
I think it will eventually. We've had a few 11-8s, 11-9s, but not quite 11-10 yet.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch,
Ralph is
the
about
Kaiser.
to go up 2-0.
Yep, and making the game look very easy, Ashley. It makes the finishers very routine, where some players that make the easy finishes look very difficult.
Good position.
Yeah. So just staying in line all the time, perfect position, then you make the game easy. To the 28th. It's going to be like a proper sporting event. The production's going to be incredible.
Uh-oh.
And it's going to be live on Sky Sports for the whole week. And I think 135 countries around the world. And I'm pretty sure, I've heard in rumours that it's going to be televised live in America also. On a proper sports channel, what you don't have to go on the internet and watch it. So that's great.
Well, it's in the States. If
Yep.
you have the money to go, best players in the
Well,
world.
we had that. I mean, it's going to be...
And Vegas.
I mean, this is probably going to be the greatest field ever in pool. Everyone comes out, you know what I mean? Sometimes you have a US Open or a World Championship and there's some great players missing. It's still a great field, don't get me wrong. The fields are monsters all the time, but there's always a few players missing. But the US Open, I think everyone's there, you know what I mean? There'll be no... Like Alex has not showed up for this one, or Dennis Okolo or whatever. Everyone's going to be there. So that's going to be great. And good break there from Ralph. Got a shot on the 1 ball, but very tough to get on the 3. It'd be it would be easy if the 7 ball wasn't in the way and the 8. He could float down and play the 3 off the 5, but he can't do that. So just make the ball, and that's a great shot. Wow. Well, that's a good sign. If you're making them shots and controlling the cue ball the way he did there, then it's not looking good for his opponent. He might not get to shoot much in this match. If he don't get his break going, he's probably going to get steamrolled if he's not careful. But hopefully, while he's even though he wants to do well, his opponent Michael, he's got a chance now. Commentator's curse.
It's all your fault.
Yeah, well, this is a chance. I mean,
Open shot on the 3.
Let's see what it can do.
No problem balls. I mean,
Yep. But it's just the nerves. I mean, when you're so nervous and you're playing on a tight table, really. I mean,
just breathe.
Yeah, let's see if he can
Get set.
keep himself
Make this
together.
first ball in.
Someone says, what do I think about Chang Yu Lung? I think Chang Yu Lung, for me, when he's on his game, is a top 5-6 player in the world. The guy's a monster. A Taiwanese, 2-time China Open champion. Won the Dubai Open. I remember him beating Sherman Bone in the Dubai Open. He beat him like 13-3 in the final. Chang Yu Lung is when he's on his game, he's just beautiful to watch. Ralph is hungry, shooing for the title. Rodney Carpenter. Well, the problem is that you got about another 50 guys who are thinking the same thing. But at 25-1 with the bookies, if you got a UK bank card holder or a European and you like a bet, then you can get Ralph at 25-1. And the good news as well.
Oh.
Wow. He sort of spun the cue ball quite a bit there, and he didn't really need to. And the deflection got him a little bit there. And that's just nerves, I think. It's a shame because he made a good first shot, and then obviously that's just careless, really. There's no excuse for that, really. Just very, very careless.
Well, I got straight in.
Yeah, well,
obviously he didn't want to.
Yeah, so when you do that, you have to play it into the side of the pocket. You cheat the pocket a little bit to create an angle, and obviously maybe he was frightened of the 4-ball hitting the 5, so that's why he sort
think
of
so.
hit it into the middle of the pocket and then didn't get the spin right. And the good thing in America now, which is massive for pool, I think, is that they've lifted the betting ban, the gambling ban.
Right.
So I know in some states it's you can bet, you can gamble now, and obviously that's going to be great in the future because eventually I think it'll come into all the states, and then you're going to see like people can bet online then, and that's going to make a big difference for pool especially.
I hope so.
Because then obviously it's easy to get sponsors and all the big sports.
Easier.
You can gamble on them. There's some sports what I only watch because I can gamble on it. It's to have that interest, you know what I mean? And people love to bet, so. Mr. Kevin Miles in the house. A lot of British people will be in the chat. It's sort of about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the UK. In Asia, it'd be about 8, 9, well, probably later actually. Probably getting close to midnight over there. But they'll still, the Asians don't go to bed early.
Well, this is quickly getting out of hand for Michael.
Yeah, I think he knows he's not going to win, but he just wants to put up a good, just do his bit, you know what I mean? If he can win maybe 3 or 4 racks, I think he'd be quite happy, I think. Oh, we have a green jacket in Monitor Pool.
Ralf Souquet, BCA Hall of Famer.
Yeah. I have one also. It's probably the best thing I've ever received in my life. People say, I think I heard a little rumour they wasn't going to do it this year for the US Open. I said, well, that's crazy if they don't do that because that's history, you know what I mean? It's like saying that you don't have a green jacket for the Masters in golf. I mean, it wouldn't feel the same. I think it's a great tradition, and obviously getting one for the BCA Hall of Fame, I mean, that's the icing on the cake, really. So even though I only wear it special occasions, I mean, when I see it, you feel more pride about it than you do a trophy. Imagine being a golfer and you win the Masters Golf and you're putting that green jacket on, even though it's like sort of an ugly jacket. It's like the greatest jacket in the world, isn't it?
Looks like Ralph got a little too far down.
Yep. But he's very good at just killing the ball here. So he'll play this with like low inside English, but hit it really softly. Or he might come across twice, like inside English and hit it quite hard and come across twice. No, he played what I thought. He plays them shots really nicely. But that's because he's got a very loose action. He's very loose and feels the ball really well. And that's why he's one of the best positional players in the game, especially on brand new equipment. His game is like tailor-made for TV, like brand new slick conditions. Again, just loves roll. Like his slow rolling balls is incredible. There's so many players when they're slow rolling balls, they're so scared of the ball drifting. But Ralph, he just seems to hit the ball pure when he hits it slow. It's weird. Remember, this is pay-per-view, so after this match, the 1:30 p.m., you can go to our website and purchase this stream. It'd be great if you can support us. Got a lot of great matches today. Can't remember Upstate Al. I can't remember who we got actually. At 1:30 p.m. Oh, we've got the winner of Unter Lombardo or Keith Gusnell versus John Mora. So people can see John Mora.
Amazing talent.
If you don't know, he was playing right-handed his whole life, and recently, about 8 months ago, he switched to his left hand because he had a shoulder injury.
I can't brush my teeth left-handed.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I can't do anything left-handed. And John is playing virtually the same speed now as what he did with his right hand. So that's pretty incredible. And then the 4 p.m. we've got the blockbuster, definitely the match of the day on paper. Alex Kazakis, the current world #1, against the current world 9-ball champion Joshua Filler. So that's going to be a great matchup.
The Killer Filler.
Yeah, the Killer Filler.
That's some name.
and then 6:30 p.m. and 9 p.m. It depends, waiting on opponents basically, because see who comes through the draw. See, like Ralph taking his medicine, not trying to do anything. He didn't want to play with a 9-ball there, so he sacrificed getting closer to the 7 bar, just leaving it a slightly longer shot, a bit more angle, perfect angle. And it's very rare that Ralph gets on the wrong side of the ball. So this is just all about just execution, really. Just execute the ball in his automatic position. I haven't got to hit the ball hard. Ooh. And put a quick one in there. On his back release there, was very quick on his follow-through. A bit stabby.
Uncharacteristic error.
Yep.
You have an interesting nickname, don't you?
Dynamite, yeah. Yeah, when I was younger, a few guys in my local pool room, they called me Dynamite. I was a bit explosive, let's say, on and off the table at that particular time. It's took me quite a long time to mellow down a bit, but I finally got there, so I might have to change my nickname again.
Oh, you're not allowed to do
Has-been
that.
or something.
You're not allowed to pick your own nickname?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of players what do. There's some players what's changed their nickname like 3, 4, 5 times. I don't really get that.
I don't
think,
agree with that.
and I don't agree, like you say, picking your own nickname. And I don't copying someone else's nickname also.
Look like he's cutting this in the side.
Yeah, he's got to take this in the side. You should really draw it. If not, then follow and go 3 rails. But I think you can draw it with a lot of right English. Come off the top rail, let's say where the first diamond is, and just miss the 10 ball on the way back. Ooh, didn't quite get the English. It needs to roll though. It's just got there.
He's all right.
Yeah, but it's tougher than what it should have been. So this is a big test for him. This is all about technique now, and keeping your head still, and just try and be as smooth as possible. You don't want to roll it in, because then he's leaving a longer 9 ball, so he needs to put a little bit of a draw shot on it. But hit it easy, And he should have the 9 in the side pocket then, but so this is a big test. And he's got a lot of distance between his handbridge and the cue ball. He probably needs to shorten that up just a touch. Nice shot. Made pure stroke. Didn't get the cue ball exactly where he wanted it, but I think he was really focusing on making the ball.
Yeah, especially to settle his nerves down. He might be just focusing on trying to pocket some balls right now.
But the problem
Get his confidence up.
And the problem now, I think this is tougher than the previous shot. This is a big test here, because he's got to slow roll this into this bottom right-hand pocket here, as you look on the screen. So hopefully he can make it, psych himself up.
On the rail doesn't help either.
Yeah. Well, this is a tough shot for anybody. Never mind when you're a bit nervous and you're struggling a little bit. You can't get into it. Obviously, he's psyching himself up, which is good. He's giving it everything he's got. That's all you can do. Unfortunately for him, there is not a shot clock, because he would have been pretty close. He'll have had to take an extension by now, and puts you under a bit more pressure when you're on the shot clock. So he can do it in his own time.
Do you think there should be a shot clock all the time?
Yeah, but obviously you need a lot of people to do that, and it's wide. But what we do is that for this tournament is that if they're going behind schedule, then the players are going on a shot clock. So let's say if it's a race to 11 after 10 racks, if they haven't played 10 racks after, let's say, each match is allocated 2.5 hours. So if you haven't played 10 racks after an hour and 15 minutes, then we probably put them on the clock. Then it's 45 seconds per shot. Well, every match is finished before schedule, so I don't mind the different styles. Some players play a bit slower, some players play quickly. So
some players play very slow.
Yeah, some are too slow.
And that can usually throw you out of your game, especially if you're a fast player.
Yeah, I think we will probably do that. I think when someone's playing really, really deliberately slow, then I think we have the option to put them straight on the clock. Then. Wow, look at this. They missed that, but it
Wiped
went
its
in.
feet on the way in. Uncharacteristic.
Yeah, that's understandable.
But BCA Hall of Famer in your
Yeah,
first
yeah.
first event
Yeah,
on the TV table.
and she's one of them people that has a big presence about her.
So I completely understand how Michael feels right now.
Yeah, she's a big character. She has a big presence at the table, and when she's in and around the room, when she's in a room,
No, the atmosphere, absolutely.
you know she's
She has her fans, and
she's
they are behind her.
she's amazing. The things she does for pool, and how hard she works is incredible. And she's probably the most famous pool player in the world. Wherever I go, people speak about the Black Widow.
It's a
Taxi
great name.
drivers, whatever.
That's a great name.
Because she markets herself incredibly well, but obviously back in the day,
That leaked out a little bit.
she was a top player also. It's Darren Appleton, and I'm joined by Ashley Burrows. 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 Yeah, local player from New York. What is your level? You be you say a B?
The Tri-State and Predator Tour here in New York City, I am a B.
Okay.
Correct. Now, what's the safety play here, Darren? You could cut it in.
Well, they can't cut it in the pocket, I don't think. That's cue ball's too close to the top. It might be best kicking at this ball, right? Try and get the cue ball behind the 10 and the one ball on the side rail to the top rail. The other option is to hit it really thin on the right side, but is then a chance of missing the ball completely. And don't really like that. It can't just go up and down with the one ball because the free ball's a big ball there. So yeah, I think he's supposed to kick at this ball, but he could just play a containing safety, put separate them both to the side rail. But I don't think there's any future in that because he's going to be leaving Ralf a very easy safety. This is okay if he gets a good cue ball. And to be fair, he's played that pretty well. He might have left a shot, but it didn't. That was pretty. That was a pretty good effort.
He can see it.
Yeah.
Not enough to make it.
That was a pretty good shot, to be fair. I see he could have easily missed it that and left it. Yeah, this is a call shot, 10 ball. It's not call safe, just call shot. WPA rules. Alternate break, race to 11, and then tomorrow we start the final 16, which will be single elimination, and it goes to race to 13. Today we're going to have some great matchups today. I don't think you can see enough of it, like you said. So this is all about cue ball. He wants it behind that 8. And he's just not going to get there. He's going to kiss it. But as he left it, I'd probably say
I don't think so.
Looks like I can see some of it, but not all of it. So that was a pretty good effort from Ralf. We can see the left side of the one ball as we see on our screen, but the problem is that the cue ball and the one ball's lined up with the pocket, so it could be a double kiss going up and down. If he's good with a jump cue, I think you're supposed to jump this because he's only got to jump over the edge of the 7. Or he might just play a little masse shot and try and make it. He's called it in the corner, so that tells me that he's playing this with a lot of English. He's going to try and slightly masse, slight masse shot, which is okay. I don't mind that shot. I would have liked a bit more angle on the one ball because I don't think he can get the position on the free. Yeah, couldn't get position on the free though, even if he made it. But I'll tell you what, it's worked out great.
He's going to get away with it.
It's worked out great. I'd be very happy with that. Sorry. Excuse me. Quite a few players starting to walk in the room now, but wanting to get warmed up. There's plenty of practice tables here because we only use, what, seven tables on the outside, so there's 16 tables in this pool room, so players can get warmed up for their matches.
You call the 4?
Maybe, yeah, he's going to go 2 rails. Makes it a bigger ball to it, 2 rails, because he would like to go 1 rail, but the 6 ball's blocking that path. So he's going to go 2 rails. Probably just around the middle diamond on the long rail there, and then 2 rails. He's calling the 4 ball just in case. but he'd really like to get the one ball, somehow get the one ball down table, but there's a lot of traffic to avoid, so I'll be surprised if he does that. Yeah, it was very hard to avoid all them balls. Hit it pretty good, but needed probably a bit more speed. So it was difficult to avoid all them balls, and this is the result. He's got a chance here. Not easy, but it's an opportunity. But this is the big shot, really, making this and getting position on the free.
I think is he thinking about playing the 10?
No. Well, that's just chasing. That's like, there's a snooker player called Jimmy White. He used to do all that. He'd, like, whenever he had a chance to make the 9 ball, no matter where the 1 ball was or the 2 ball, he'd chase it. And obviously he was a great snooker player, but he went some crazy shots on the chasing the 9 ball. Yeah, that'd be chasing. I mean, the chances of making the 110 is like probably 1 in 10 chance of making that. Especially when you can see the ball as well, and the balls are open. I mean, it'd be a bit silly to do that, really. Ooh. Come across that there. I think he's left it. I think he can play a 1-4. He might be able to sneak inside there, 1-4 combination. Well, I don't think he can keep the 1 ball over the pocket here because the 4 ball's slightly to the left of the side pocket, so he might have to try and get position on the 1 ball into the top right-hand corner. So when he makes the 1, he's going to make the 1 onto the 4 thin, and then the 1 ball should go up towards the top right, like somewhere near the 8 ball. And the good thing is that the cue ball's going in that direction as well, so I'd expect him to control this pretty good. Oh, maybe he's not. Looks like he's doing something different with the cue ball. Yeah, I didn't like how I didn't understand what he was doing with the cue ball though.
That's not good.
Because it was impossible for him to keep the 1 ball over the side pocket because the 4 ball was too far to the left. So he should have hit that thinner and played a little stun shot with a cue ball. So a big error there from someone of the class of Ralf Souquet and his knowledge.
I really don't think he's used to the table yet. He seems to be a little bit long on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, still, execution was pretty poor for him there. You don't lose that knowledge of the game, no matter what the conditions are. He's going to kick this 1 rail, try and make it, obviously going to call it. And it's not a bad ball to hit, you know, it's just off the rail, so that's perfect. So he has a chance to make this. We didn't get great contact, miss it, but got lucky. So he's got a good chance of a good safety here. Do you go up and down with a 1 ball, or do you clip off the 1 ball and try and get behind these balls down table? I think that's the better option.
Right.
Wants to miss the free ball though with a cue ball. Wants to try and get him behind the 7, 8, the 7, 6, and 10. And it's easy to control when you're close to the object ball like he is now. So he's got a good opportunity here. He likes to psych himself up, doesn't he, for each shot? Maybe going for.
Is he sending the 1 ball back down table?
Yeah. Don't like this. He's going for the bank shot. That's not bad. I don't mind him going for the bank shot. Might get lucky. Yeah, he's got lucky.
He's lucky it didn't go in.
He got one of your rolls. Someone said Ralph lost his touch. How old is he? I think he's probably 50 years old now, I think. About the same age as you upstate, Ali.
You had to wake me up from my nap? No, he's not the same age. I'm a lot older than him.
All right.
I think so.
Oh, you're not a day over 40, right?
That's right.
Got a brain of a 14-year-old, don't you?
Yeah. 6-year-old.
As do most men.
Yeah, that's true. Especially pool players. So another poor kick from Ralph. Not executed. He looked good at the start of the match. Maybe he just lost a bit of focus, concentration. No, Carly Albiado is not out of the tournament. I beat him yesterday on the winner's side, 11-10. So he's back. I think he's playing now, or maybe he's playing at 1:30. But you can see all the scores, the brackets on Q Score. Just search for World Pool Series, or you can go on our website and you find the link to go to the live scores and the brackets. And on our Facebook page, there should be some post there also. So.
You know, hard to believe Ralf Souquet won 500 tournament titles.
Well,
wow.
I'll give you some stats on Ralf Souquet. It's incredible. I think I believe he's won about 22 European Tour events, which is obviously a record.
Oh, is that it?
I mean, that's incredible. I think he's got about, I'm guessing about 20 European Championship titles to his name. Obviously, he's 6 times World Masters champion. He's a former World 8-ball champion, former World 9-ball champion. He's won, obviously, dozens of tournaments in America, like majors, like the Players' Championship at the Valley Forge. He's won the Derby City, I think, 2 or 3 times, the 9-ball. He's won the Challenger Champions.
Straight pool.
Yeah, he's won the US Open straight pool. Hasn't won the World straight pool, though, but won the US Open straight pool when it was like a World straight pool.
And he has more air miles than any president in the world.
Yeah, he's probably got more air miles than any pool player by far. And yeah, I mean, he's had an unbelievable career. He's played in the Mosconi Cup, 16, 17 times. He's been world number 1, European number 1. He's probably number 1 in his family. So he's just about done it all, really. The only time he's won the World Cup of Pool, Scotch doubles, so he's won Mosconi Cup. The only thing he hasn't done is won the MVP in the Mosconi, and a couple of times he should have got that. And probably the World Straight Pool and probably the World 10-ball. There's only 2 titles, maybe 3 titles and I think of what he hasn't won. I know he's won the US Open.
He's definitely second-guessing himself.
Yep.
He's double-checking everything, triple-checking everything.
Yeah, and he's obviously missing balls as well, so his confidence is dropping.
Absolutely.
And it's a lonely place out there. And when it's your first time ever in this environment to get against this quality, then he'll see the game in a different light, and hopefully he learns from it, and he'll take a lot from it and realise that what he's got to improve on, what he's got to work on, and that's all he can do. Even if he loses 11-0, and not to be the first person to lose 11-0 to someone like Ralf Souquet. So, I mean, top players sometimes beat top players 11-0. It's just the way the game is. But he's definitely had some chances. Yeah, Ralph's the ultimate professional. Does everything by the book. Doesn't gamble. Never gambled in his life. Torsten Oman's the same. Nothing wrong with that at all. And in some ways, I sort of respect it more. Yeah, they're good. They're good ambassadors for the game. The likes of Ralf Souquet. They always seem to stick around tournaments. When they lose, they always seem to be there at the end. So they're always doing their bit to support the game. And Ralph's one of the very few players, really, what's played at every World Pool Series. So obviously we appreciate his support for us, especially a legend like him. And now it goes to 5-0. And he's in a good mindset. Ronnie, it's how he feels with Ronnie. If he wants to play, he wins. It's as simple as that. Well, I think the most impressive with Ralf is that he's won the World Masters 6 times. I mean, that's pretty incredible. I mean, Jason Shaw winning the Turning Stone 6 times. To me, Ralf winning the Masters 6 times is probably 2 or 3 times a better achievement. Because you're playing against great players every round. You know what I mean? There's only 16, and they're all...
The level of competition, yeah.
16 of the best players in the world. So to win that 6 times is, like, incredible. Well, I mean, Shane's won 5 US Opens. I mean, that's unbelievable. I think that's probably a better achievement. To win 5 US Opens is absolutely insane. At this day and age, with the level of the field. think that's probably one of the greatest achievements in pool, to win 5 US Opens in, like, let's say about 10 attempts. I mean, that's just, and he won 3 in a row.
Field.
I mean, that's incredible. Yeah, Oliver Hartmann is another German legend as well. Have you heard of him? Oliver Hartmann, well, he was probably the first one, really. I mean, there wasn't much, probably, Oliver was actually probably a better player than Ralph at
That's
one
a nice
stage.
save.
At one stage, and Ralph's just more consistent, I would say. But Oliver, he's won like a load of tournaments also. He probably hasn't won as much as Ralph, but he won't be a million miles away. Yeah, that's a great safety. He's locked up. He's got to go 2 rails here. Top rail, side rail. Call it in the bottom right just in case. Well, that's the only path I can see. Yeah, there's not a great deal. Yeah, he has to go 2 rails, so it's an over. Hopefully he can make a good hit.
Somebody mentioned why his Fargo rating is only 450.
Oh, I don't know. If I go rating 450, I don't understand it, to be honest. I don't really believe
Well,
in
it's not the
Fargo.
most accurate, especially if you haven't played in a lot of events where they're recording it.
I'm
So
not, I don't believe in stats like that, because you get the same marking for missing a ball, whether it's an easy shot or a tough shot, or bad safety. To me, it's not at a professional level. I don't believe in stats. There's hundreds of different ways to win a pool match. You right? So each to their own with them sort of rating. That's a decent effort. Decent effort. Yeah, the 1:30 p.m. match will probably be Hunter Lombardo against John Mora. Hunter Lombardo is currently leading 6-0. So if he wins, he will play John Mora at 1:30 on the TV table. Jason Klatt is... Where's my phone gone off? Jason Klatt is leading 8-1. So ball in hand again here. So even though it's 5-0, it's been a pretty slow match in some ways. Both players are not the quickest players in the world.
Ralph is very methodical.
Yeah, very methodical. Sometimes he can play slower than this, but I actually believe that he plays better on the shot clock. But I think a lot of those slower players play better on the shot clock. Gives them less time to talk themselves out of it, let's say. What type of speed do you play? You play pretty...
I try and keep an even pace, but I've been told I play a little fast. Something I should fix. I get lazy.
Yeah.
I don't want to check my angles. I just want to shoot.
Yeah, I understand. Sometimes I think all players sometimes gets lazy. I think the only person what does check every angle is the guy at the table right now, no matter what. You will not just get down and hit the ball.
Jen Beretta is very methodical as well.
Yeah. Omar Al-Shaheen is leading 6-2 against Michael Yednak. Joey Korsiak is leading 5-1 over Daniel Dagadot. Unfortunately, Sean Summerhill from California is a Welsh guy. He had to forfeit his match because his wife got rushed to hospital, so we send him our best wishes. He was due to play Tommy Tokov, so Tommy got the sleepover, let's say. He can sleep in. Eric Lim is leading 4-2 against Deborah Pritchett. You got Met Vergara, a local Filipino here. He's 3-3 with Matt Cray. I think that's a good matchup right there. Met and Matt Cray, that's a pretty close match there. Yeah, 3-3. Fortuninski is flying. He's up 8-0 against Catherine Hung. Klatt is now leading 9-1. Yeah, what he's going to draw or just stun this, right? Stun it. Yeah, a bit of outside English. Oh no, he's rolled it. That's okay also. He likes rolling them balls. I thought he had a bit more angle than that, but it was actually
It's hard
perfect.
to tell on the screen.
Yep. Yeah.
That's number 6 for Mr. Souquet.
6 down, 5 to go.
More than halfway there.
But I do really enjoy watching Wu Chia Ching. I think he's got unbelievable stroke for this game.
I don't know him.
Yeah, he's a world 9-ball champion at the age of 16, and he was world 8-ball champion at the age of 16. He won the world 8-ball, world 9-ball in the same year, at 16 years old.
I didn't know what pool was when I was 16.
Yeah, check him out. He's won, obviously, a lot of tournaments. Probably not won as much as what his talent should have done, but, I mean, he's still quite young, so he can still achieve a lot more in the game.
All right.
But also,
Might see a break and run here.
I used to really enjoy watching Alex Pagaline play also. 'Cause he's got
Alex is a great player.
probably the best all-round game. This day and age, it used to be Ephraim, but I'd say Alex now. Ephraim still plays well. He's what, 63, 64. He still can give you a game. You know what I mean? It's incredible, really, especially one pocket and rotation. That was a good break. Pretty open table. So if he gets good shape on the 2, it should be good, really.
There's a 3 past the 10 in that
Yeah.
bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
Should be all right then.
Yeah, that goes. It also passes a 6 as well, just in case, I think. So I think this goes. I think for sure it goes past the 10.
Have we seen a break and run on the TV table yet?
Oh, yeah, there's been some break and runs, but I don't think there's been too many. Yeah, we might just. Ralph done. He probably just plays one rail, try and get the right side of the 5. I just want to get top side of the 5 here. He's good at these shots. He's good at the cue ball speed.
That's perfect.
Yeah, just short enough so he's not hampered by the 9-ball. Well, if he went a bit further there, he'll have had like sort of awkward cueing. Probably okay still, but it's nice when you can get your hand on the table. It makes a shot so much easier. It'd be interesting to see what he does here. Will he just stun it in and just come before the side pocket, or come past the side pocket? I think just take what the table gives you and just come before the side pocket. Leave a slightly more cut on the 6. But it depends how he's feeling. He might draw it. Just try and get a bit closer. Yep. That's okay. That's a good shot. Played it perfect, actually. So a lot of people would be scared of scratching there in the side pocket. So
Absolutely.
it depends how you're feeling and how confident you are in your own ability to pocket the balls. You might just come inside the balls here. Come inside the 9. That's it. Well, a lot of amateurs there, they'll probably try to come outside, and then you might end up kissing the 9, get in bad shape on the 7, or you might come in between them and go on the top rail with a cue ball.
Yeah, Ralph should be out.
Yeah, so just made that shot look very easy, just because he played it the correct way. Christina played last night against Chris Melling, but she had a bit of a nightmare, really. I was expecting her to. She could have actually took that match very close. She had some
She's a talent.
guilty
for sure.
chances. I think the table did her, really. I think this table caught her out. But she'll come back stronger. She's still in. This is going to take it to 7-0. It could be an early finish here. Miles up 8-2. I think that would have been actually a good match to show, the Met against Matt Cray. I think that's a good 50-50 match there. But it is good to give. It is good to give guys like Michael an opportunity on the TV table. Like I say, his notes here, he's obviously excited to play, and he can take this away with him and say like he's played Ralf Souquet on television. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's be telling his family, and he'd be excited, even if he. Just nice to see him win at least one game, right?
It would be.
That's the worst thing, isn't it? You come on here and you get beat 11-0.
It's not the easiest table. He made a ball, but...
Yeah, so hopefully he can win a game. But there's one thing for sure, Ralf Souquet will not be letting him win a game. What about you? If you beat somebody really easy, you start feeling sorry for them? Yeah.
That is a problem I do have, yeah. I let up, and I get lazy. I don't do my homework. Don't do the work.
Yeah, for me, I think it
something I have to tell myself
depends who I'm playing, really. I have let up a little bit, but it depends who it is. But very rarely, very rarely.
Now, if he pockets this, he should be able to come across the table and play the 2 in the bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah, I mean, Christina will not play that bad again. That's for sure. She won't miss them. She missed 4 or 5 glaring, easy balls. What I've never seen her miss before. So.
I saw her working on her break earlier today before everything started.
Just nerves and probably the occasion, the table. She missed a lot of balls what she wouldn't miss on the outside tables or the tables what she's used to playing on. Like this is probably the tightest table she's ever played on. So I think that definitely caught her out. I think on another day she could have won that match.
This table plays differently than the outside tables for sure.
Yeah, if she had them same opportunities on the outside tables, the match would have been a lot closer, that's for sure. She might have been leading. Oh, she's a future world champion. I'm pretty sure of that. I mean, she's won loads of European tournaments anyway, so she beats the likes of Jasmine in that on a regular basis. Well, the 4.25, but I think they're playing more between a 4.25 and a 4-inch. I think in the middle of that. Nice bank shot there. Does the 2 ball pass the 6, you think?
It must. Otherwise, why would he bank the 1 and not play safe?
But he's got to hit it sweet, though, hasn't he? He's got to hit it perfect.
He's got to hit it perfect.
You got to bear down this shot as if it's a Chinese 8-ball table or a snooker table.
Hate those pockets.
Yeah, didn't hit it perfect, and that's why he's not made it.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, maybe have his first rack here. Does he play the combination?
He's got to play the combo.
Ooh.
It's too close to the pocket.
He's actually been a little bit lucky in some ways. It's not an easy combination. I would have liked the 2 ball to be a jump a little bit further off the cushion.
Would you combo the 2 or would you play a carom here?
Well, I'm saying it. I think if the 2 ball went a little bit higher, it would have been a pretty easy carom. But as it is, I think he's got to play the combination. Or can he see it and make it? Which is okay also. If you don't want to do that, you can run him out. But
given this score, I would probably just take the combo and hope I get at least 1 game on the board.
He's playing the carom. He's going to hit the 2 ball thin, but I think it's thinner. He has to hit it really thin, though.
Really thin. Could go rail first and then still make the 10, though.
Yeah, that's what I feared. It was a bit thinner than what you think there. And it's a shame. Ralf were quite fortunate there. He could have left that a lot easier. Yes, the combo 10 ball counts. We don't play the new rule, because the WPA has brought a new rule out where if you combo the 10, you don't win the game. You have to make the 10 ball last. But I don't really like that rule, and I don't think most of the players do, to be honest. So
I think Ralph's playing it.
Yeah, so he will win the game if with our rules. We're playing the old rules. He win the game. So a big opportunity there for Michael to win a game. And now it's 8-0.
Painful as he can.
Yeah.
On Michael.
I think I make the 8 ball in the side pocket. There you go.
There it is. The 2 ball in the upper left-hand corner. And look at this. He's going to have a possible shot on the 1.
Just okay, I think. He can cut it in the middle, Al.
Yeah, but look at the four ball there. You know, he's going to have to contend with bumping off the the right side of that four ball.
I think it's okay. I think it's thinner than what you think.
Think
Can
he's going to
spin
miss
it.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, you can load it up with a load of spin. Well, he might take it in the top. Might play safe. You never know with Ralph.
Whatever he does it right. You know, Ralph's a massive straight pool player. And you see him take shots that normal 9-ball and 10-ball players won't take because of that experience.
I knew him as a straight pole player first.
Yeah.
The videos I watched when I was younger of him were all straight pole videos.
It's amazing how he's still got the motivation and the hunger to play.
Yeah, it looks like he does have enough to miss the four
Yeah,
ball.
it should get on the left side.
Ooh, you got
Tight pocket.
Oh, my goodness.
unforced error.
Most tables that goes in.
Come on, Michael. Let's go. Let's turn the heat up on Kaiser.
Yeah, come on, Michael. We are your biggest fan right now.
Absolutely.
I really
What
want him to win a game here.
Yeah, we all love a big underdog.
You know something? He said to me outside, he said, Al, win or lose, I'm having the time of my life.
That's great.
Yeah, he's got his notes here. He says it's an honor to compete against Ralf Souquet.
Getting from the 3 to the 4 is going to be a problem.
He was kind of nervous this morning.
But he should be okay here.
He said, I'm on the stream table with the Kaiser. I said, well, a Kaiser puts his pants on the same way.
Yeah.
Knock him out of the box.
Might not put him on the same way, but he's definitely got pants on.
I might have pumped him up a little too much.
Yeah, I said Michael before the match. He was like pacing up and down. I could see that he was eager to get out there.
Scotland Yard God. Got to go to the rail and shoot this in the right-hand corner.
Yeah, don't want to get straight.
Oh, we might get a little too straight here.
Just okay, I think. Just
He's
okay.
all right.
You roll up and you play this in the side pocket, or you draw back and play it in the lower left? What do you do here for the best
I think
position?
he should play the side pocket.
Yeah, 2 rail side pocket.
No, I think he can just punch it out here.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, he could do that, but
kind of straight.
he could sort of.
Oh, he's got it.
He's okay. Yeah, he's got more angle than I thought.
Didn't quite spin it as much.
Well, the thing is, he come a touch too far, but he can draw it off the side rail and then get on the bottom rail for the 6. But he's got to really hit this nicely.
Top right.
He's got to really get into the cue ball here. So let's see. Hopefully he plays the right shot. He's got to get really deep into the cue ball here to make sure he comes off the side rail and then misses a 6. Because he can't just make it. He could just make it and bump the 7, but then he's going to leave a thin cut on the 6 probably. And then the 7 ball's coming on this bottom rail. That's no good because then he's going away from the 7 with after he makes a 6. So and it looks like don't like the way he's cueing this one.
Looks like he's going to bump to 7 here. He's got to be real careful. He might not have a shot on the 6. He might hit 2 solid and go right towards the side pocket. Oh, he did get there.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Sit.
sit.
Oh.
Just okay. Just okay.
He's okay.
Yeah, that nice shot.
That was a very good shot.
And he's actually nicely now. He's got an angle. He's got the big shot's going to be the 9 ball now, isn't it? The 9 to the 10. Regards English players, the English players is just myself, Chris, and Jason.
I don't know. He might have to go rail first here.
No, he can see it. I'm pretty sure you can see it. You can get an angle on that. When you had your previous angle, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can see that. He might just play it with a touch of left, maybe, but I'm pretty sure he can make that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can spin that in. But Mo, he's looking at cushion first, maybe not. Then.
I think he has to.
I think if he sort of plays it with a lot of spin, he can throw it into the pocket, but...
He's one tall gentleman, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, you won't like to have an
Yeah,
argument
he won't
with
be
him.
using the bridge.
I think he's okay, to be honest, but he needs to spin it in, but he's playing rail first, which makes the shot a lot tougher.
It's a touchy shot for somebody who's second-guessing himself
and
right now.
It's just enough off the rail to make it missable as well.
That spin is going to pick up momentum off that second rail. He's got to be real careful here.
He's just got to make it pocket speed. But it's not easy. It's just enough off the rail so he can miss it. If it was like a fractionally off the rail, then it's sort of a gimme, but I think it's coming too thin here. I think it's going to be too thin now. He's going to overcut the 6. No, he's made it. Nice shot.
There's the spin off that
Speed, though.
second rail. You see it?
The speed's got him. Yeah, he had to dolly it in. Or hit it
Yeah.
harder. Hit it harder and come round the table. That was probably the better option if he wasn't comfortable with playing it pocket speed. Well, he speaks some sort of English, does Jason Shaw, so he's still British. Just. He's got like American twang now, hasn't he? Old Jason Shaw, he's got the American twang going on.
I still have problems understanding him. This is a real tester right here for Michael.
I think his wife's got problems understanding him.
Michael really needs to just.
He was up
concentrate
early
on
this
making
morning.
ball.
Jason was up about 8 o'clock this morning at the gym working out.
Yeah, he'll be somewhere. Yeah, this is a massive shot in it, and the more he thinks about it, the more I worry for him. I think if he makes it in the bottom left with just plain ball, he's very close to a scratch in the bottom right. So he's looking at the bottom right, making it in the bottom right. But if I was him, he might best playing safe here. Hitting the 7 fin, put it behind the 10, the cue ball back up where it is now. Because even if he makes it, he's going to have a... It's very hard to get close to the 9 ball here.
Very deliberate player. Very deliberate player here, Michael. I don't remember him shooting like this the last time I saw him. Maybe Ralf Souquet.
Well, maybe the last time you saw him, he wasn't playing Ralf Souquet.
Yeah, the
just
intimidation factor, yeah.
Well, a lot of it's because he's in this arena. He knows there's a lot of people watching, and sort of apologise to Ralph there for taking his time. I mean, I've never seen that before. Apologising for taking his time. I mean,
Ralph's talking to the pool guards, and he's saying, please send them a prayer. Let them shoot.
Well, obviously Ralph knows he's going to win the match, so he might be rooting for him himself.
All right.
No, but you can see how much it means to him. So when you want something so bad, and I love that, you know what I mean? He's just desperate to win a frame, a rack. Get lucky. Yeah, he's got lucky there.
I don't think he's going to like his next shot. I think that cue ball's going to be married to that 9 ball.
Possibly, but at least he'll be coming back to the table.
But I think Ralph's going to marry it up to the right side,
Maybe.
cutting that angle off.
But it's better than not coming back to the table, right?
You're right.
Alex Pagulayan always said to me, don't be disappointed where your opponent leaves you. He says, just be happy you're coming back to the table.
You're right.
And that was a great advice, actually. Because how many times do we complain when your opponent gets lucky? You know, misses a ball and leaves it safe, but you should be happy you're just going back to the table. And he's right, really.
I don't know. I guess it depends on how many times it's happening to you in a match.
Yeah, I understand that, but you just got to take it on the chin. It's part of the game, where next time you might be the one getting lucky.
Ralph looks like he
Like
wants
you
to
did against
fire.
me the other day. You kept getting lucky when you miss.
So
Right.
Ralph playing this combo.
People still can't spell Ralph's name right. Dominic Pazzo. Might go for the bank shot, Al. Ooh, no. Did he
I
go
thought he
for
was
the bank
firing. Nah, he's playing a safe rail
Yeah.
to rail.
shot? Yeah, he tried to. I think he played the 7 ball more than the cue ball there.
That's not bad. Now, you know, Michael has to play cue ball control here and hide behind the 9. And he's got to make sure he hides that cue ball because that 7's going to come out in a wide open here.
No, I say he just goes for it.
Yeah.
What,
Bank
go for
the
the bank?
7 in.
He's not from Louisville. He's from San Diego, I think.
Yeah, I think he needs to go for the bank shot, but you play it in a way that if he does miss it, he might leave it on the side rail and the cue ball on the right-hand side rail, on the long rail here. Because then he'd leave a tough shot for Ralph. But yeah, I think he has to shoot it, really.
Well, I'll tell you what, shooting at this ball,
It's just such a tough save, though, Al.
you're betting the whole set on it.
I don't like his drawing the ball. He should be playing this with follow.
He might be slow
Nothing to
rolling
lose
this.
at this point.
He did. He got
Ooh.
the double kiss, though.
Yeah, he withdrew it, though. I mean, he had
Yeah.
to he had to play that with follow. He's got lucky here, you know.
Got lucky for now,
Dead
and
straight.
Ralph still has to shoot.
Well, he's banged straight. It's come. He has to play it pocket speed to hold the cue ball for the 9. So that means he's got to play it pockets, so it just drops in. That's why he's calling the bank shot. Because it was very hard to hold for the 9 ball, you see.
We haven't missed a shot here from the booth. I can tell you that much.
Does Mr. Souquet play one pocket?
A little bit. It's not his strongest game.
I think Ralph can play on the carpet.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, with his table knowledge, there's a chance. This is a two-way shot. Two-way shot. But it didn't turn out that way. Hit it too hard. Hit it too fat and too hard. Well, more too thick than hard, really, because if he missed it, he wanted the 7 ball onto the top rail there. So another chance, but a tough one. Do you go for it?
I would have to say he's going to go for it. The 10 ball becomes real big, though. He's got to watch the cue ball. He's got to favor the right side of the table, at least try to play the middle. And playing the middle and rolling this is difficult. I like him playing around the table and getting to the right side.
You hide this cue ball behind the 9 ball?
It's an option.
Could do that.
I think if I was to shoot it, I'd be taking it in the top left, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Because that gives him automatic position for the 9 if he plays it at a decent speed. Playing the left side.
He's trying to roll up on the 9. He's going to open the window for Ralf.
I don't know what he was doing.
He was trying to play cue ball behind the 9. The shot that you called.
Yeah, just mis-execution. Yeah, Mick Hill played in one comp last year, and then we never see him again. He's not really, Mick doesn't really play on American pool tables. He's an English 8 ball.
Hit this way too hard.
He's got lucky though.
Kissy face.
Ali's got one of your rolls.
Yeah, with butter on it.
Oh, he's fine.
He got very lucky there. And, I mean, not really lucky, but he shouldn't have been kissing the 9 ball. And he's going to go 9-0. He's 2 games away. Michael Leahy maybe ruin. Just silly, really, in my opinion, especially professionals. So hopefully he can snap this off. Cheers, pal. Yeah, they started a fans vote today for the World Pool Masters. They've got 24 players, 23 have already been picked, and the last spot's a fans vote. And it's in Gibraltar at the end of March, or beginning of March, and it would be nice if you want to vote for me. It would be nice. I've got a good record in the World Pool Masters. It would be nice to play in that. Pick your favourite player. So even if you don't pick me, I mean, you can vote for any player you want. I was very surprised that Carlo Biardo didn't get in the 23. With the 2 years what he's had, the last 2 years, he's probably been the best player in the world. So I was absolutely shocked that Carlo Biardo didn't get a spot in the World Pool Masters.
Nothing's working for Michael right now. Can't make a ball on the break. I think the 1 ball goes past the 4.
Yeah, I think it just
He's
sneaks
gonna
past.
bump
He's more worried about the cue ball.
Right.
Nice. A bit unlucky actually, because he got ampered over the 7. Oh, he's okay.
Yeah.
He's just okay. He can just play like a little soft. Maybe just roll it into, just like a soft, just sort of stop it.
Yeah,
But
if he
it's
leaves it right
easy.
there, he's got the angle to get back for the 5.
I might play it follow and just hit the edge of the 9 ball. Don't want to get over the 9 ball. Oh. Made it. Well, left himself a bit tougher than what he would have liked. So he's slightly queuing over the 9 ball, which makes his shot a lot tougher than what it would have been if it had been a touch more to the right. It's amazing the difference it makes when you got to queue over the balls. You can vote you just go on the matchroompool.com website, and then you just go on the World Masters page. You'll see pages for the Moscone, World Cup of Pool, US Open, and the World Masters. So if you go on the World Masters page, and then the options should be there to vote. Yeah, it's nice to give guys like Michael the opportunity to. He's paid his money like everyone else. It's nice to give people like him the opportunity and the experience to play on the TV table instead of just putting all the best players on all the time. it is nice to see some fresh faces. And obviously, even though it's not working out for him score-wise, I'm pretty sure he's probably looked back and loved every minute of it in some ways. And he's got to play one of his heroes. Well, I watched Michael play a little bit in practice yesterday. He's definitely better than what he showed on this TV table. That's without doubt. It's just got out of sync, basically, in the occasion. Obviously, you can see that he's not a high level player, but he's definitely better than what he showed here. And Ralph's the ultimate professional, isn't he? He's just going about his business as if it's 0-0.
Yep.
And that's what you got to do. I mean,
a lot of people like to criticize when they're at home on the keyboard.
Yeah, give them a chance, all that stuff. And then when you do give them a chance, they criticise you again. So it's one of those, isn't it? It's hard to win, really.
There's a lot of Polish champions in, including Konrad and Misko.
Omar Al-Shaheen beat Michael Yendak, a local New Yorker. Good break from Ralph there. 11-3. Joey's up 10-1 against Daniel Dagadot. I would imagine that's a bit of a surprise scoreline, right?
Well, Joey's hungry.
Oh, at 10-1?
I seen him early this morning. He said, Al, I'm hungry.
But he can play, though, Daniel, right?
Daniel can play, yeah.
I'd say 10-1. I mean, that's a bit one-sided. Yeah. And we did have 11-0 there. Look, Catherine Hong lost 11-0 to Maisko Fortuniski, who was a class player, a world-class player. We've got Pia Phillies on at 11-30. That 1-30. That might be a good match. Mike Salerno.
And don't forget, we got Kazakis coming up around 4 o'clock, I believe, right?
Your favorite player?
Yeah. Kazakis and Joshua Filla at 4 o'clock. Yeah, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, the 9 p.m., 6:30 and 9 p.m. to be decided. Yeah, the losers qualification match will be at 9 p.m.
Kazak is still number 1 in the world right now, right?
Yeah, he just got that spot, yeah.
Yeah, he took that over Clint Takachi.
So where's the safety here, Darren?
Oh. Where are we? Well, he could combination. He should make the 6 ball. You play the carom on the 6, because the 6 is just fraction off the rail, so it's a big pocket there. It's a big ball to it. So just try and control the 1 ball, so he gets a shot on the side. So he gets a shot on the 1 ball in the side pocket. So he's going to bank the 1 ball over, carom the 6, and then bring the 1 ball out into the middle of the table, so he has a shot in the side pocket. So there wasn't really much of a safety anyway.
I didn't think so. That's when I asked the expert.
I think you knew the shot. I think you're just asking me. Oh, you did play safe. That was not going to work. Well, rather that, or he just butchered it.
No, Ralph can see the whole ball.
But he did get it safe though.
No, he can see it.
Where's it going to make it? Oh, not too sure, but he can make. I don't think he can see it. Can he see enough of the right hand side?
I don't know if he can spin it enough that way. I think he's going to try to cut it into the side pocket.
No, it's too thin.
It's a little overcut, but...
it's too thin and it'll be a scratch in the corner. Look, it's too thin. You'd have to take the paint off it and have no idea where the cue ball's going.
Yeah, it'll be hot.
If you can make it in the top, then it's very hard to get position on the 2, but you might play carom again. If you can just make it and then
How about sticking them?
5's in the way, I think. He's missed it.
Why? He had enough of it.
Yeah. Got lucky. But he's got a great chance of a kick shot here and stick him behind the 5.
And Ralph will be handcuffed behind that 5 ball.
Did you say kick it and stick it? You play 1 pocket? Kick it and stick it?
I've just hung out with too many pool players over the years.
Oh, okay. Sounds like you're listening to Upstate Out a little bit. Kick it and stick it. You hit this with what to stick it? The reverse?
Oh, just plain ball with low English.
That's what he's going to try to do.
Low English, don't hit it too hard and don't quit on the shot and just
Just a little bit of
make sure you hit the one ball full when you come off the rail. I mean, you don't need to measure this shot. It's a pretty routine shot, really.
He's nervous.
And he's looking at the side rail now. I mean, obviously he's second guessing himself a lot here.
I'll tell you, it's not really the easiest table, even for Ralph, if he gets a shot. I mean, the 2-ball doesn't pass the 6, so you might have to go above it and play the combination into the side or the bottom left-hand corner.
Well,
he's got work to do here.
He's executing the cue ball wrong for a start.
Right.
So he has to hit this hard now. He has to hit this hard to stick it. Playing with follow. No, couldn't do it that way. Can't do it that way. He got lucky. Not easy safety.
No, it's not. But he could use, what is that, the 6-ball in the upper corner there?
Well, he might
to stop the cue ball and play like a Z shot with the 1 and just bring the 1 to the underneath the 8-7 there. Yeah.
Great call. Well, just to pass the 8. It's called the side pocket just in case. But he wants the cue ball here, the 1 ball here.
Right, just below the 8.
Yeah, just below the side pocket.
Just like that.
And it's checked up. Come off really short on that cushion. He's left a shot, I think.
Yep.
But the cue ball's going away, so it's going to be very hard for him to get position on the 1 ball after he
That's
makes
tough.
it. Well, making it's the easy point.
Yeah.
The easy part, getting position's the hard part.
Yeah, that 1's going to lay right there.
He has to put some. He has to put some work on the cue ball. He has to get the cue ball moving. Wonder if you can come off the bottom rail, just miss a 9 with a cue ball and go back up table. Yeah, you can do that. That's no good.
Uh-oh.
And he's scratched. Yeah, there's nothing shot really. Well, looking like this could be all over.
What do you think about putting one of your opponent putting the cue ball in his pocket to clean it off?
Somebody asked, is there a backgammon game going on in the
Don't like
background?
it.
Yes, there is.
I don't like it either.
It shouldn't be allowed, pal.
No.
Yeah, if I was refereeing, I'd be telling Ralph that he's not allowed to do that. Because it has been known for some players to put
Load them up.
polish in their pocket to make the cue ball react a lot more.
Not that Ralph would do it. I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just
Just
saying
saw it.
it's been known
Yeah,
before
I know.
by some players. And there's been some serious arguments about it.
Actually, one of the players got banned off the professional tour for it. Anyway, that's what gives Poole a black eye. I have to say here, I wouldn't bet against Ralph not getting out. This 2-ball is easy, controllable here. He's got such a nice touch. It'll just lay right there.
And your coach is here for the day, Ashley. Stuart Montana, the legend. Stuart Montana just walked in the building.
Coached a lot of people.
Yeah, coach is
Yes, he
Jennifer
has.
Bretter. Been around the pool scene a long time. Looks like he's ready to go to work with you as well. I think he's looking for you. Well, he knows you're in. He's just making sure that you don't go out of his sight. Just roll this free ball in again. Over down the bottom rail, leave a nice little angle. Ooh. Oh, I thought he went high. I thought he went low, but it's okay. That's better actually. More control this way.
Marie Johanna.
Yeah, we work, Marie, we work on Eastern time, USA, so UK time, European time would be standard, would be what? They're 6 hours in front, 7 hours
10
in front?
o'clock.
Yeah, I know it's 4 p.m.
4 p.m.
Eastern
Eastern
time, so it'll be 9 p.m. UK time. So everywhere else will be like 10 or 11 p.m.
which is great on a Friday night.
Yeah, nobody goes to sleep anyway these days.
Boy, Ralph, you ever get so much closer to your work is scary.
Plus 99% of our crowds are pool players anyway. And
Nocturnal.
I don't think too many pool players go to bed before 12 p.m. on a Friday night.
Do you like morning matches?
No. Do you?
I don't think most pool players do.
No. I got better at them. I used to hate them when I was younger. Yeah, I mean, Ralph's just played average, really, hasn't he? I mean, he hasn't played great, but he's done enough. You know what I mean? He's done his job.
He hasn't had to.
Yeah, I mean, he's been, but he has made some mistakes. You know what I mean? Some uncharacteristic mistakes, but he's been professional. He's kept his rhythm, his game, and he's just picked up the pieces when Michael's made mistakes. But every credit to Michael. He's come here, he's give it a go. Hopefully, he don't get too disappointed, and he learns a lot from it.
I don't think you can disappoint him. He's so happy just being here. He'll be back again.
It's going to be a great experience for him.
Hopefully, give him a taste. Ooh.
Well, there you have it, Daz. 11-0, as they say on that side of the pond.
I was hoping that would hang just to give him a...
It was very close to hanging. But anyway, well done to Ralph. Did his job professionally. Thanks to Ashley for coming to join me in the commentary.
Thank you for having me.